Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in the Reset Girls Crafty Club this morning. We are, well, it could be afternoon or evening where you are, should you be one of my international community members. We are about to launch a brand new Power Hour, and I'm just waiting for my chat room to fill up with my crafting friends. While we're waiting for that, hi Miss B. While we're waiting for that, I just wanted to introduce this little new show that I've created. It's called the PlayBook Power Hour. Now, knowing me, it will probably be longer than an hour. Hi Miss Kelly Bangs. So what my thought was is that I have been loving and promoting and encouraging everybody to use the Reset Girls Crafty Club PlayBook. And this is something we launched back in December. So it has a winter section, it has a spring section, and we are about to launch our new summer section. So every quarter there is a new addition to the playbook. And my goal is for us to have very fluffy books. So to encourage that, to encourage your, getting in there and finishing up your season strong, I wanted to go ahead and have some live shows and some pre-recorded videos. They would all be based on encouraging you to get into your playbook and get some of these pages knocked out. So I am your crafty friend with you here on this Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening, sitting here with you, crafting with you, and helping you get the most out of your playbook so that you can feel really accomplished at the end of the year. You can look at this. We're all going to have these big fluffy books. It's so fluffy I could die. We're going to have these big fluffy books that we're going to be just loving, and we'll be so proud of ourselves that we stuck with something. How many of us start projects and don't finish them? We start like the memory keeping and the listing and all of the, the different crafty projects that we gather up from all the realms of the crafting world. And then by the time winter ends, we're kind of like burnt out. It's kind of like dieting in a way, although much more enjoyable than dieting. So Kristen says that she's going to be working on the correct week of May. Yay! So some of us can use this time to catch up. You can go back to like the spring section. I believe it starts in April, if I remember correctly. So you can go back, do what you need to do. I just did one of these power hours the other day for the first time, and I actually spent all my time in April. So I had a lot of gaps in April that I wanted to fill up, and then I have my next section is going to be May. So what I did for myself, and we're going to make this checklist for you so that you'll have it for your summer edition, but we're going to create a checklist that has all of the little spreads and pages all listed out, so that every time you complete something, you can check it off on your list. And that way you don't have to flip through all the pages to see where you're at. If you use your checklist, which you can punch and put in with your playbook, you'll be able to keep track of where you're at, what you've accomplished. Another great little page that's in every single month of your edition is you have a bingo card that basically prompts you to complete different activities in your edition, so that you don't have to just start with like, what do I do? Where do I start? So that's at least some way of like getting you going. And then another way of getting you going is we have included a list of art journaling prompts. They come with every playbook, and we give you more than you need in case you need to, like, maybe there's some you don't really love and some you do. So every season you'll get a new sheet of those. What I do with mine is I print them on sticker paper and I punch them. You can see the little punch marks. So I normally keep this in my playbook, and you can see I've cut a lot of them out. So I will be using these to complete my art journaling pages. And I'm using my bingo card each month to help me kind of like give me ideas of like how to get that card filled up, because that's really important to me. So it's kind of fun. It gives you like different ways of completing things so that you're not on your own. And every month we have at least one late night Crafty Club show that we offer a freebie printable. So the freebies have all been kind of geared towards the playbook, and these freebies also become something you can purchase after the live show is over. They're only offered to the live attendees for free, but then you can purchase it later. So one thing we offered, I think the very first time we ever offered it, it was the bingo markers. So there's this really cute sheet of bingo markers that I've been using to fill up my little bingo spots. So I am using different things from our store to pretty much be consistent. There is a lot of honeys that are in the shop right now. These are the Wannacraft honeys. We also have like these brand new, these are so cute. This is the pajamas honeys. So they're like having a jammy party. And then by popular demand, we also have some planner hunks. So we have some hunks in the shop as well that are also dressed for bed. So these guys are in there, which I'll be using in my playbook. And then I have a brand new Corey's Favorites Volume 2 stitches and staples. We have these cute little labels that I love so much. And then there's the stamping elements, which are awesome when you put them on clear paper because they allow you to feel like it's a stamp instead of without having to actually stamp. And then these delicious tickets. So that's kind of what, these are the things I've been reaching for a lot, have right here at right next to my side. And I have a little folder that I keep all my playbook stuff in so that I can just reach for my folder and always have it with me. I think that's everything I wanted to show you. I'm going to put my prompts back in here at the end of the thing. I'm going to do a quick little flip through so you can see where I'm at and some of the things I completed. After the power hour was over the other night, I actually kept working. I worked in my playbook until like 1 in the morning. So it was actually very nice. Mr. Crafty was out there. Usually we're together all day. And we live in an RV, so obviously we're like together all day. So it was actually kind of funny. Mr. Crafty is not much of a TV watcher, but he was out there the other night and he was watching some kind of movie and I was back here quietly crafting. And usually I don't stay up late crafting. That's just not my thing. But I am so determined to get this playbook finished. I really want to feel good about that. This has been the one thing I feel like I've really committed to. And I can't always say that about other things like listers or even the scripture writing. I'm a total lame-o and I'm not consistent with that. But this one I feel like this inner determination to stick with it, to be done, to be a good like lead by example and to show you guys like, you know, look what it can be like. And I want all of us to have that feeling of accomplishment. And I understand crafting is kind of like an ebb and flow kind of thing. It is for me. I can't say that I always feel that way. There's been long periods of time in the beginning of my Reset Girl life on the interwebs that I feel like I didn't really have crafty mojo. And I know that's funny to say or hear. But I really was struggling. I was struggling so much with depression that it made it very hard to stay on task and to feel inspired and motivated, I guess. But I feel very differently. There was a project that I did kind of behind the scenes that I worked on for myself. That is something I hope to offer one day. I hope to have it manufactured and offered to the community because it completely changed my whole world, and it revived my creativity, and I have been loving it ever since. And shortly after that project, I came out with the playbook, and it has been a godsend. Really, it has, and I want that for you guys for sure. So we're gonna flip the camera around now that I'm done with my chit chat, and I'm so happy to see that I have so many people in the Crafty Club today this morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I was busy talking. So now I'm here. Now I'm paying attention. So I'm so glad to see I have a lot of international girls because this is a much more international friendly time. I know my Australian girls told me that it would be Sunday evening where you guys are. It would be more in your evening time. Am I right about that? Is it Sunday evening? And thank you very much, Stephanie. She says that she loves my shirt. This is one of my newer shirts that I've got recently. I love it too. I have a couple shirts that say something about how I roll. One of them's a scooter, and one of them is this adorable girl. And I have like another shirt with roller skaters on it. So I'm so glad that we had such a packed house last night. Woo! Hello, Mr. Crafty. Now I realize what you're doing. I was like, why are you standing there? I didn't even realize what you were up to.
Sorry.
So hi, Stephanie in Sweden. So we had such a a good time last night with in Camp Wannacraft. We had our movie night, which believe it or not is like, for being an online event, it is so fun to have movie night together. It's fun to sit there and make jokes and in the chat room, just like we can do here. And all of these kinds of activities it's just kind of showing you guys, it's giving you more opportunity to kind of hang out together, to spend time together, for all of us to kind of bond and feel more like a family. And it's like family movie night. It's family craft day. That's how I look at it. I see my same friends show up time and time again in the chat room, and I want that for all of us, to be able to feel like we do have crafty friends, and it is in real life. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a quick little flip through of my spring and how I'm doing. Like I said, I had made myself a list for myself so I could kind of easily check off where I was, and I've made a lot of progress just from that one power hour and staying up a little later and doing crafting. I want to make the suggestion, like tonight, it's Saturday night, after the kids are in bed, it might be time for you to just sit out in the kitchen table with your crafty stuff, or in your office, wherever you have your craft supplies, and take some time to just, in a quiet home, just work on your book, because your future self is going to be so excited that you did this. This is self-care. This is for us, all of us in this community. This is a form of self-care, and your creative little spirit is getting nurtured and nourished with doing this and kind of sticking with it. I'm a late in life crafter. A lot of us might be late in life crafters. A lot of us might have owned a lot of craft things but never really used them. And so this is the community where we can do that together, is be crafty together, where none of us are like professional crafters, not even myself. So this is a really good chance to like be your little inner girl out to play. And it's like a grown-up activity book for us. So here's my Dear Spring letter. Here's my list for the season. I did this in Power Hour. I actually went back and I added my little details. I added a little bit of journaling here. This was my spring mood board, which a lot of you know. I had an epic trip to Japan. And this was something I was really in love with. So then here's my crafty inspiration board. Again, I went back after Power Hour and did the spread. These are all the little projects and things I found on the interwebs that are giving me life and I want to emulate. Dress the Girl is this, up here in the corner of every one of the playbook pages is a title. This is my craft life documented. This is Dress the Girl. So Shelly just asked the question, and I assume that's from the Crafty Bingo. If there is a prompt here that you don't recognize, it might be one of these specific pages, is Dress the Girl. So that's what this is. I'm going to save the Dress the Girl pages. I'm going to do a YouTube video where I just sit down and do my 3 girls and bust them out all at once. But I don't really want to do them in a live. I want time to really process what I'm going to do and work that through. So I think I'm going to do that, save it for YouTube. Here's the little balloon template. This was one of the template pages that came with your playbook. It's the only template I have left I haven't used. So I punched it and put it in here with her. I completed my Craft Life Documented page. I filled in my listing pages. I added little washi strips and stickers. Super, super simple. Then I have my bingo page. I have Dress the Girl as my last little prompt. And that's where I just explained what that page is from. Here's my little bingo. So this little checklist was another freebie. And it reflects what was on these prompts. So once I covered them up, because I like to cover them with the little squares, then I can still keep track of what I actually did. Here are my eggs that I did in the Power Hour the other night. I am like, these turned out so much better than I could ever have imagined. And I love them so much. I've come back and looked at them several times. And that's what I'm saying about the playbook. I would not have even, like I'm so excited that I thought of this. It opens up other ideas for me. And that's why I want you guys to have those aha moments in your playbook too. I went ahead and I actually completed the last few little gaps I had here in my gratitude page. So I have a complete one. Here's my week 1 in April. Week 2, I added journaling Here's my week 3 in April and my week 4. I did this in Power Hour. I did this after Power Hour. So this was the binge-worthy prompt, and I found some ledger paper. I made a date starting with the 1st all the way as far as I could to the 22nd of the month of April, and I wrote out every episode of The Office that I could remember that I really love, starting with my very favorite. So to me, The Office is one of the most binge-worthiest shows ever recorded. I love it so much. So that's what I wanted to do, and it's very simple. There's just 2 elements here, but I love it. This is another little spread that I love with all my heart. This turned out so much better than I could have imagined. And then I went, also after Power Hour, I completed this spread for memory keeping. It's my mom, whom I love with all my heart and soul. She's here. And then here are the highlights for April. This was the phone call I made to my daughter when I was in Tokyo. I had to get up at 3 in the morning to call her to sing her happy birthday because it was her birthday. And this was our little FaceTime call. And then this is, I love taking pictures of my feet. So this is me and my mom. There is my sweet friend, Miss Paula G, with her cute little smile. This is us about to get on our planes in the Tokyo airport, go our separate directions. Me and my mom. There's Mr. Crafty and my sweet nephew James on for his birthday, and then there's me and my girl when she came to visit us in California. So that is my memory keeping. I have to say I did not use my many pocket printers that I have. My pocket printer for my little sprocket, it doesn't fit these little spaces, so I had to compromise. I now know why memory keeping is so problematic for me, is I have a really hard time with the printing aspect. So I'm going to have to master that for sure. Here's another Dress the Girl that I'm going to, like I said, going to work on. So here's my May. I have these completed but not really embellished at all. I finished my word search, which was a prompt on here. You can see I have a few gaps here in May. I finished all of my, I still have 3 little gratitude spots. Here's my week 1 in May, and then that's where it ends. So I have no weeks done here, no memory keeping. Here's an item I had made for smashing into June. I filled in my documented. These are filled out, not embellished. You can see here, this is probably my favorite bingo card of all time. I incorporated my little vintage yearbook photos, tickets, other little die cut shapes, so it's kind of like eclectic. So that's going to be fun to fill in. I love this maze. It's helping Jasmine get to her washi rings, which I have done. I am up to date on my gratitude for June, and then I did this in the Late Night Crafty Club the other night, which I think I only, because I talk so much, I feel like I only do about on average 2 pages. This was me doing like a grid with my stickers. It's called Mashup. So this is a mashup of all the different collections we have. These stickers are all from different collections. That was this prompt was Happy Couple, which I was so excited to use my new pajama Hunks and Honeys, so I had to do that. So that's it. I have a lot of journaling pages here in June. I have to do my memory keeping, which is much easier to do towards the end of the month, in my opinion. And so that's where I'm at. Not bad. I feel like I caught myself up a lot just the other night. So it doesn't take long to catch yourself up, believe it or not. If you have if you've set yourself up with the right tools, I think. You know, if you make yourself like a little folder or a scrap box that has like good materials to work with. So what I am doing is I'm going to go back. I get to check off my memory keeping layout for April I have done. So I stayed up and did that. I'm super proud of myself. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into May. I'm going to use my bingo spots to kind of guide me into what other things I need to do. There is this prompt called Planning Sesh. Now you can look at this one 2 different ways. You can look at it as like a traditional planning session where you're actually planning in your planner for the week, day, month, and call that good. Or you can call like the strategy of sitting here and making up a list, going through your book. What else do I need to do? What's my strategy going to be? To me, that also counts as a planning sesh. That is how I look at that. And I lost my chat room. So now I need to find you. I'm not sure what that meant. I need to, okay. Hold please. I need to find the live video that you guys are in.
Oh, did you mean that one you lost?
Yeah, I lost my chat room.
I also try to keep it up over here.
Okay.
And then I put the question up here if the questions come up.
All right. Even with my glasses, it's
you can't read that?
I just have to be aware of it more.
Okay.
I think if we brought this forward more. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I'm just trying to adjust my setup here so I can actually see the chat room in case the chat room disappears on me like it just did. Okay. I have glare now. Okay. So,
one person was wondering when the summer comes out.
That is on the events calendar.
Okay.
Let's see. The summer edition, I think, is the 17th. It comes out in 2 days. But because you still have the whole June section, it means you have the rest of June to finish up your pages. So I am going to get some of these worked out, and I'm going to do that by getting to my art journaling and then looking at what I have. I worked on my grateful. I'm going to give myself credit. These bingo prompts, in my mind, are very flexible. This is for you to interpret however you wish. If you feel, thank you, Mark. If you feel that you have completed a prompt, then give yourself credit. No one's going to check your work. I know that I worked on my grateful for the month of May the other night to get more completed. Do they have to be complete? I don't think so. I'm going to give myself credit for doing a whole lot more than I did. In the month of May, I have this one called Smashed. So Smashed is, okay, 1 second. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. So Smashed, to me, is like other items that you add in to your spreads. So I bought these the other day off of Amazon. These are the Happy Planner pocket pages. So they're punched for the disc bound, and they fit in a Happy Planner, but obviously when you have a letter size format like this, they're going to fit in here just fine too. So I don't know what all the different pages I have in here is. Let me pull them all out. So I have the four, like the quadrant. I have little 2x2s, like this, which are super cute. So you could make a page with a bunch of little pictures or little elements that you punch out from your paper punch buffet. So I have these 4 pockets here, which are journal card sized. So I could, if I wanted to, for my Smashed one, I have these cute little teeny guest checks, which would fit in here if I trim it a little bit. So I could fill up these with journal cards or photos or homemade little elements that I put in here. So, like even a die cut, if I found the right die cut, could fit in here. Especially if it's added to something like a journal card. Like for instance, I could do that if I wanted to. So I could fill all of this up and put it in here, and to me that's smashing it in. You can smash something in however you want. You can attach ephemera and glue it down onto the page. Usually smashing stuff in is like photos, receipts, a menu, like ephemera from like a trip that you took during the month. You could make it, you know, like something you actually did and you just add it into your playbook, or you can create something. It's up to you. For the month of June, I made, like I showed you earlier, but I'll show you again. I made this little page here, which I enjoy making these a lot. This is a book, like the fly leaf out of a library book that had the library pocket attached to it already, and I just embellished it more. These are kind of like an easy button for me. So I am pulling, here's my paper punch buffet. I have all different kinds of things I could do. I could build a card with, you know, I have a bunch of Michael Scott and I have a Dwight. I got these from the interwebs in case I wanted to do like a fun, that's probably what I'll do. How about I do that? I'm going to make a pocket page of Michael Scott quotes. I'm very in love with the cork right now because of Camp WannaCraft. I've been using it a lot, so I might try and utilize that. I'm just grabbing things out of my scrap box. Here's craft paper. Here is a receipt on carbon copy. I have map paper. And also, while you guys are here, those of you who are in Camp WannaCraft, I just wanted to remind you that there is a camp sing-along this evening at 5 o'clock Pacific time. If you went to that last year, you'll remember it's actually a very fun event. And we will have the song list that Tracy will be singing from, which is actually much like it was last year. That will be in the Camp WannaCraft Event Center. I'm going to, we're going to like put it in the file section of the Facebook group. Okay, I'm just grabbing, here, this is an Ecuador map. I'm just grabbing any kind of map. I don't really care. I just wanted to, it would be cool if I had a Pennsylvania map, wouldn't it? I actually probably do, now that I think of it, now that I just say that. Let me see. I have my dad's, this is my dad's road atlas. I had this out in Power Hour the other day. Here's like catalogs that I use for art journaling. Here's a bunch of vintage advertisement stuff I've ripped out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little bit, I'm going to do a smashed page. So I need to find Pennsylvania, which I actually opened to, you guys. How weird is that? I opened right to the page. Okay, so now I need to find Scranton. Let's see how well I do with this. I actually have no clue where Scranton is. Okay, somebody help me. Where is Scranton? Is it over here? Where am I? I don't even know. Okay, thanks, Mr. Crafty. So it says, okay, I don't have a New York too. Allentown, Harrisburg. Oh my gosh, I cannot find it. I'm trying to find, because Mr. Crafty has it up on my little map. Is it above Philly?
Check for highways.
Okay, maybe this map is not the complete map of Pennsylvania. It says Western Pennsylvania. That's the problem. Aha! There's a whole other page I didn't know about. All right, now we're cooking with gas. I got it now. Okay, so there's Harrisburg, there's Philadelphia, Allentown, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. And it's already ripped out. The page was already ripped out and ready to go. Okay, so I have discovered this really super awesome tool. This is these little photo crops. These are from Simple Stories. And I have been using them like crazy. What, Mark?
I'll put a link up.
Okay, Mr. Crafty will put a link up. I'm in love with these. I've been using these like every day. So I want to make sure. Did you love this picture of Michael? Prison Mike. So I want to make sure I have included space and everything. I'm going to use like the very traditional picture of him at his little desk. Ooh. Actually, I just thought of something. Okay, so let me see. I think no matter what I do, I'm going to, unless I go up. Okay, that's what I'll do. So I want to cut out this picture like he's sitting on the map. In other words, like cut out the background even. I don't like those. I like these better. Thank you guys for your help with my geography map reading skills and the fact I couldn't even tell that I was in the wrong section of Pennsylvania. But good news. In the fall, we are actually going to be in New England. This has been a lifelong dream of mine to see New England in the fall. And we're going to be there for probably about a month and a half or so, maybe even 2 months. And I am going to see Pennsylvania with my own 2 eyeballs. I'm going to go on a New England cruise. I'm going to get to see Boston. Okay, so here's Scranton with my photo crop. I'm going to put Scranton so it's actually up above instead of down below. And then I will put him here. He actually might be too small for me now. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. And that way I can add, if I add any kind of journaling or like a quote or something, and I might do it like word strip style, then both him and Scranton are together. So that's how I'm kind of eyeballing where I want to cut it. And then I'm going to cut it. This was my dad's atlas. And it has, I notice it has notes and stuff in here from him. I've never heard my dad ever talk about like any desire to go to the, other than he wanted my mom to see New England in the fall. That was one of the last things I remember him saying was that was something he very much wanted to do, which is what I'm trying to make happen for my mom, is to get her to see New England in the fall too. But I noticed there's no notes or anything in the East Coast part of the country. He may not have planned that trip. So see this little scrap right here? That goes in my scrap box. No matter how small, that might be useful to me one day. Okay, so here's my, I'm going to move this out of the way for a second so it's not creating a lot of clutter. And I'm going to move this and this over here. Did I just lose my mic? Nope, he's right here. Okay. So I'm going to glue him down. And I will probably do this part later, is like print out something for him to say. I have like a little book of quotes. I made a little insert, and I was keeping track of like really funny quotes from the show, the TV show, The Office. So I was doing it randomly, and then I started making like little layouts with him. But this is how much I love the show. And even though it's a really quirky show, it's not for everybody. I admit there's a lot of inappropriateness that I kind of like put earmuffs on. And then I made one in the middle. So I'm going to use that as my reference to making a card now that has a quote from him. And I'll probably add it later because that involves my printer and all that stuff. And I don't want to make you guys wait on me. So for right now, I'm just going to stick this in here as if I'm going to do it. I might put something like Scranton, the Electric City, because it's kind of focused on Scranton, and that was one of the dumb rap songs that he came up with. I don't even know if that's what people say about Scranton, if it's the Electric City. Anybody from that area, please confirm. I'd like to know, is this just a rumor? Jessica says, come to upstate New York. It is gorgeous in the fall. My plan is to go all through the New England area, like however we can drive. We've heard it's kind of difficult to drive an RV as large as ours in New England because of the roads are not really constructed for super large recreational vehicles. So it'll be interesting to see where we can go, but I'm so excited to go somewhere. Okay, so what else do I want to do? I think I want to get Dwight on here. Pretty sure Dwight and Michael are the only characters I have printed out. There's a Dwight. What am I doing here? I am looking through what else I have. That's right. I was going to use this. So I'm going to cut out a sheet of craft paper. For those of you who watch the show, doesn't craft paper, isn't that like the best way to describe Dwight? Isn't it like the best material? The best type of paper for Dwight is like craft paper. It's so like dull and boring. Like, not that he's a boring character, but he always wears the same beige shirts and everything. So I'm going to just stick him in there for right now. And then, oh, this is even better. The Clover Farm Store. And it's the same color. Let me see. Will that even fit? I'm going to have to trim it down, which is kind of tragic actually, but this is like an original. I really hate cutting up my original like forms and stuff, but it has to fit in here. Okay, so now it will fit in here width-wise, but how much do I have to cut off? Dang it, it's a lot. Well, tell you what will end up happening is that even if I put like material, like here, I'll do an example. Even if I put material behind this and it covers it up, it still will be fine. Like, it'll look like part of the paper. Here, let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to cut this. I'm just cutting this scrap up. I just thought this would look cool as just some random book copy. So if I put this in here, this will just kind of like come up over the top of it, but it will still be okay. It'll probably look better if I picked a paper that it's more of a contrast and not so blendy in there. Let me find something else to put in that pocket. Bum 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 bum. So what's everybody working on in their playbook right now? Are we working on art journaling pages? Tell me what you're working on. Thank you, Mr. Crafty. Putting on my very jazzy music. I think that there's a lot of quotes that Dwight has said about the farm that I could easily find and add to this, so that's what I'm going to do. Is just, I'm going to put it up here at the top. Nope, I'm not going to. Never mind. I'm putting it down here, and then it will overlap with whatever I put in that top pocket. This corner is bending. No, there. Bum, 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 bum. So Michelle is doing her word hunt for May. Debbie's working on an art journaling page. Sandra's working on dividers. Dividers, I assume, for your junk journal. Deborah is driving home. Hopefully not while she's typing that. Ileana? Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Ileana? You're just watching right now. That's okay. You can just watch. You don't even have to craft it all if you don't want to. Hello, Lisa. May is doing her art journaling for the first week in June. Jessica's just watching too. Stephanie is plonking. So she's plonking things with her mixed media from the classes that she has taken this week. I love that. I assume like plonking is like plonking paint. Arlen is doing listers pages. Bree is doing a garage sale, so we're keeping her company while she sells her stuff. I think a lot of us have done a garage sale, and we know that it's not a fun endeavor. I don't think there's not a lot of people out there who would say, I love a garage sale. They love going to garage sales maybe, but not actually doing garage sales. Arlen is doing listers pages. Bree is doing a garage sale, so we're keeping... I just heard myself. Okay. Michelle's finally putting her handbook together. So are you setting up your junk journal and putting your handbook inside of it, or are you just working on the handbook by itself? Miss Michelle, that was a question. Julianne is watching and waiting for her new couch delivery. Congratulations. I hope you two will be very, very happy. Kelly is going to make a Tim Burton art page. Kelly, I saw your Tim Burton eggs, your Easter egg page that you did in your playbook with the little, it was Tim Burton, but I don't remember now what movie it was from, like what the images were from, but I did see it in the Facebook group. It was really awesome. Elion. Okay, Elion. Thank you very much for that clarification. Elion. Okay. Susan is doing June memory keeping, and then she's going to finish her camp homework. Good girl. So Wendy is catching up in her life journal so she can freely work on faithful lists. Good girl. Stephanie got a bunch of dividers done earlier today. Hi, Belinda. Awesome Bees cutting up papers. Okay, so I need to find something more dynamic. These two are kind of like my meh things going on right now. I need to find some scrap paper. Where's all my paper? I like finding like office paper. I hope you guys could hear what I just said. I like the office paper kind of stuff. Okay, I'm having to... Whoop, my eyeglasses fell down on the ground. That was dangerous. Okay, I'm looking through all of I've put together all these like packets of different things, like different types of papers and patterns, and so I can just randomly grab, like here's another one of those library things that I love, the little library book pages. I bought a bunch of these. Here come raccoons. Anyway, I'll leave one of those out. They are a really easy go-to for me. Another thing you could do to add into your book for Smash is you could grab like a little page from a book copy and then just do something cute on it and throw that in there. Oh, I just thought of something I could put in here if I can find them. I know I have some. Ugh, okay, I have to get in the way of the camera. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let me see if I can do one of these while you were out memos, because that's pretty perfect. The office does use these super lame old things that we don't even use anymore. Okay, so okay, I guess I'm gonna cut it here. It's kind of an odd, it doesn't really fit my little template, but I gotta do something. And I think this is kind of the perfect form to use for the office. Boy, I'm the worst cutter. Like, even when I have a little thing, I still cut wonky. I'll probably have to put a, like, find a picture of Pam for that one. And then somebody else. I really love, I feel like sometimes I like the characters in different stages. Not, like, I don't really love Dwight in the beginning, but I like him later. I'll have to think of somebody for this sheet. So, and I'll probably have to cover this back because these are pretty hideous. So let me see here. Oh, here's something. These little Allie Edwards pockets, note papers. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. I think I have a note to self. There we go. Note to self. I'm going to put it on the back of this. I'm also going to put this fun little sticky note from Japan. It's little sushis. I'm going to put that. Let me see if I can put it. Thank you, Mr. Crafty. I've already heard that one. Put this one on like a black background. There we go. Okay, so just for now, until I figure out what I want to do with this a little better and not on camera, because sometimes I can't make all the decisions. It's too much pressure. So I'm just setting that one up. And mostly, I just wanted to show like an example of how you could use these and call it a smashed. So like, I think that was May, right? Yeah. I'm going to put it here. So when you have a letter size and you use the Happy Planner Just Found Pocket Pages, it will look like that, which is pretty cool. I like it. So I'm going to add 2 other characters' quotes, and I'll be done with that. Okay, let me find my here's a very long honey. Oh, look at that honey with her beautiful yellow dress. This model looks so much like Heidi Klum. Doesn't she look like Heidi Klum? Okay, oh, I love this girl. I'm gonna take this one. Okay, cutting. See all that white space in between her arms? I usually try and cut that because it makes the honey feel more dynamic when she doesn't have that white space there. It'll make her feel like she's more alive on the page. than just like an object sitting on the page. She'll look more like she's part of it. So there's one done. All I basically do is like I bend their arms back till I can like make a slit in the middle of the white space. And then I poke my scissors through. And then I start cutting right to the edge and then cut it out. This music is very saucy. So there she is. Okay, so I'm going to put her right here in the middle of this page with her little, the bottom of her pants lining up with the bottom of the page. Putting her right down the center, so the line in this dictionary page just kind of splits her down the center, which again sounds just lovely. So I had made up a few little craft, like word strip, like sayings, if you want to call them that. Not that these are famous sayings or anything, but I wanted just to make some cute little So I have crafting is such a joy, and then this one is all about me. She loved an icy drink while crafting in her air-conditioned studio. That's my dream life right there. So I think I'm going to make it for this one because she looks hot and not like in a, like she's so hot, like beautiful. Like she looks like she could be in the summertime, and temperature-wise, she looks hot. Okay, so I'm going to make these little word strip, which I am so into making these little word strip. I've always called these fortune cookie strips, but when I've like asked for designs in the past, like I want it to be fortune cookie strip style, but now I'm just calling them word strips because duh, that's kind of what they are. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. And I like them being like a little bit wonky and not perfect. Kind of like, oop, other way, like that. Isn't that super cute? It's like really simple, but it like is just really, to me, it's very impactful. I love it. And also a little shout out here. This is my favorite glue stick. This is a bit of a different formulation than my original favorite, but this is the Dilutions. This is made by Ranger, so it is technically the same company. It's just a little bit of a different formulation. And you can buy these glue sticks on Amazon. I stock up on them all the time. So I have a brand new batch of them. I have 9. They do tend to go a bit fast, but I keep a dish of them here on my desktop at all times. So love this glue stick. It's very forgiving, like you can get something down and then it gives you a bit of time to move it. It dries to perfection, like it dries super stiff. It's what I've always told people to use for making dividers. It used to just be, Ranger used to just use their own name, and it was like, I think it was called a glue collage stick. But then now they have it under, I think this is Diane Raveley's brand, Dilutions. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I often get Diane Raveley and Dina Wakley confused. I know both of them are very talented artists, but I get them confused which one is which. Okay, so here is this. Now, if you're in the Layering 101 classes with me, the layering classes, we can talk about how like we have this beautiful even amount of white space going around, and it's really beautiful. It frames her lovely, like everything is working. But there's this part of me that wants to throw it off and make it wonky. And the best way to do that, the best way to add like a little extra something in here is with the layering circles, or maybe even like a stamp, and adding a little bit of texture to it. So I have to soldier on and add more texture. I can't just leave it at this. So I'm going through, of course, my layering circles because layering circles, they're amazing. They make everything amazing. I love this one so much with this R, but this color will blend in here and not really pop off of it. She would be amazing, but I don't like to put two faces on the same page. I just have like this hang up about doing that. I like each honey to have her like day in the sun. I don't want her to have to compete with any other honey. It's like a battle of the honeys, and I don't want that for them. I want each of them to have their moment. So I love this blue. It's a lovely little pop of color. I'm going to add it here on the inside, even though it's technically going to get punched. And then this is one of my favorite layering circles because the color is amazing. I'm going to put it there. And then I'm not going to put a word strip down like I normally would because I already have word strips here, and I don't want anything to have to compete with itself. I want the eye to be focused on that message alone. And so to me, the layering circles, this stamp I'm going to add, are more like enhancing it rather than distracting you. I'm not trying to distract you. I'm just trying to enhance the goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and add some texture with this stamp. I'm looking for my Old Road color, which is more of like a charcoal gray. Even the color of the ink, I want it to kind of blend in with the page, not stand out being brown. Diane Reevely is Dilutions. Okay, I looked up and saw that. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Okay, so here I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to snip off the very edge of this layering circle that's sticking out. I think I'm going to do a date stamp. Today is June 15th. Okay, get my heavy duty punch out here, stick this in here. I'm going to line it up, make sure it punches evenly on the page. Pinch. And I'm going to add that. And that technically, because I don't know, I don't feel like I have successfully smashed in my office page yet. I feel like I shouldn't give myself credit. But I also want to see, is there a smashed prompt for... There is, but I already made one for June. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have two things for May. I think I'm going to throw this in here with the documenting. And I'm going to throw her in here. How cute she is. I love it. She looks awesome. So now I can officially... Where is my pen? I'm going to smash that. What else did I do? Anything else? I'm going to give myself credit for planning sesh because I feel like that's all I've been doing this morning. Memory keeping, grateful. Definitely give myself credit for grateful because I worked on that last night. Okay, I need to find my... Okay, so here's my little bingo markers. Okay, so there's my smashed. You guys might have to help me. I think I might have already forgotten what I checked off. Okay, so there is my planning sesh. And I already had grateful marked off here. It just wasn't marked off here. So memory keeping, share to spread. So I just need to share this in the group. I need to take a picture, and I can knock out, post it in the club, and share to spread. So I'm going to do that. Share to spread. Post in the club. Actually, I'm going to switch these around. Okay. I'm on my way. I'm listening to these songs so much that now that I'm like remembering words. What happened to my pen? I just had it in my hand. Am I crazy? I mean, I know my page is that's weird. Gosh, I have knocked these off how many times now? Okay, I'm going to have to use a different pen, I guess. That's really weird. Okay, glue stick. Glue stick, glue stick. Here's share to spread. Here's slap it high for smashed and post it in the club. Because that's what I have to do next. Okay, so I have ripped paper here, which that's going to be an easy button. We just turn here to a art journaling spread, and we will be in business in a second. I'm going to pull out the page because sometimes I really like just having an individual page to work on and not work directly in the playbook, just in case. I left my trash can in the car, so I'm like, this has this little pile of crafty crap on the ground. It's not pretty. Okay, this lady in green is just like, she's begging for something amazing. I don't know. Sometimes I have a hard time adding the bigger pieces to the page sometimes. Okay, I need to get ripped paper involved. How do I rip it in a meaningful way? Isn't that cool looking? Okay, I don't even know what to do here. I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so I'm going to rip this so I can have my ripped paper prompt. And hopefully this doesn't look too weird. Okay, ripped paper, done and done. So I don't know. I share stories a lot and stuff, but I don't know like how many people have heard one or not the other. But one thing I really love about these library card pocket pages I have here, these are from like a library books that somebody ripped these out of, and then they sold them on eBay. So I bought, or not eBay, Etsy. So I bought a pack. When I got it in the mail, I was so shocked because I bought it when I lived here in Washington, and it's from the San Diego Public Library, and all of them were from the same library, and it's the library I went to as a little girl. So it was so amazing that happened, and I just noticed that this book was from L. Hovan, which is probably Lillian Hovan, who wrote the Frances series, if you guys remember that, Here Come Raccoons. So I just thought that was really cool that I got them and they were from an actual library I've been to. And then also took my daughter to when I moved down there. I moved back to San Diego to go to college to get my degree in sign language interpreting. And I wanted her to have the same upbringing in San Diego that I had. I wanted her to be able to go to SeaWorld and the beaches, just like I got to. So I could have gone to a college like literally up the street from my parents' house. I could go there, or I could go to San Diego. Those were my two options to go to ASL school. And I chose San Diego. Uh-oh, I think I put that too far over. I don't think I left room for her. Let me see. Okay, I feel like now she's got the room. Do you guys remember Frances? When you were little, like Best Friends for Frances was one of the books. I'm trying to remember all of them. Bedtime for Frances. A Baby Sister for Frances. And it was all about a badger. I had the little record and the book from the Scholastic, of course, the Scholastic Bookmobile. And I would get the record and the book when I could get them both. And I used to listen to them on my little Peter Pan record player all the time. And I remember specifically how much I love Best Friends for Frances because she really liked to eat, and so that she would go. They would talk about like her picnic basket in like detail of all the food she had in her basket. And being a little fat kid, I like loved that part. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It's so funny the stupid things you remember about being a kid. Like, why in the world is that important for me to remember? Okay, so I bought a bunch of these like newer crate paper collections. I've been thinking to myself, I should probably start using these. Generally, though, I'll be honest, when these little washi collections come out, like for crate paper and really any of the collections, I notice that I really only tend to like one or two of the patterns and really not all of them. And then, so some of them always inevitably get wasted because I'm like not into them. I just should stop buying them is what I should do. Lord knows I do not need any washi. I don't think a lot of us need any extra washi. I've been loving all the Japanese type washi, even like washi that I have bought online, but it's from Japan. That's what I've been really into. It has like a really beautiful mixed media kind of feel. And to me, this is more like, more traditional. I don't know. Oh, that's probably not the right word. I don't know. It's like more cute. I think I like these three, and that's it. I don't really like those. So this one, I liked 3 of them. So I love this green. It's very similar to the green in her dress. It's a bit of echoing going on. Bye, Robin. I wish you could craft all day with us, but housework calls. I get it. Technically, I should be doing housework too. But actually, and I guess in my little world, housework doesn't pay the bills, but crafting might help me more. So here we go. So we got a little echoing with this green and that green. Isn't that a pretty washi? This is, I will be honest with you, this was the reason why I was really interested in having it. I don't have any washi like this, and that is very lovely. It kind of, even though it reminds me, I know it doesn't look exactly like it, it reminds me of the Rifle Paper Company. The style's a little different, but for whatever reason, that's what my brain's telling me. That or Kate Spade. It can go either way. The colors are, Kate Spade, they really like this green. This is another one. Ooh, it says Philadelphia. Oh, Phillipsdale, Rumford. Probably doesn't, it's probably some random little map. It's cool though. There's a little map. I'm going to add this somewhere, I think. Yeah, Dana says, I don't buy packs, just one here and there. I'm the same way. I don't really do that often. But this last time I did. I got it from Sunny Days, and the other, was it, what was the other? I don't remember if it was a Dear Lizzie or it was Wild something. Am I remembering that right? Maybe I'm remembering it incorrectly. I believe it's another crepe paper collection, and it had the kind of like folk story-ish style to it. Tell you what though, I will, and thank you, Melissa. I thought that was very good rationalization too. that was like right on the fly. I will toss this stuff into like my mystery box supplies. Like we're going to be having a mystery box sale. So I will be putting stuff like this into it where it's like just craft supplies I purchased for my TRG channel, for like our shop. I have tons of stuff that I had bought like that back in the day, and we need to sell. We have a lot more to sell. I know we've already had a mystery box sale in the past, and I feel like that was a combination of my own personal stash as well as supplies, but now I have a lot of supplies still. We have a lot of stuff. I had big hopes and dreams that we were going to be doing like a lot of kits and stuff, and then over time our business changed so much, and then we decided to get out of the physical product game and just not do that anymore. And so now I have all this stuff that I really do need to sell. It's sitting in our storage, and now we kind of like we really want to focus more on the community side of our brand versus just product. That's why we've been focused. I don't like that. Why we focus so much on like having a camp. Camp originally started for me, like it was something I thought would personally help me in the grieving process and trying to really help myself focus. But then it ended up being something I wanted to share with my friends, and you guys loved it so much that it was kind of like, this is something that gives me life. I so enjoy putting on camp far more than I enjoy coming up with like a new collection or a new product. Making products can be fun. I know I have product development background, but I so much more enjoy doing live videos, doing workshops, far more. And so I think that's kind of the future I want. Oh, Mr. Crafty, thank you very much. I asked him to remind me to let you guys know about how we have text reminders here at TRG. So in case you do not want to miss any of our live events, we have a special, and Mr. Crafty, if you could bring it back, because I didn't get it. I realized I did. You showed it to me and then erased it. He giveth and he taketh away. So if you text TRG to 94253, you will get on our list, and Mr. Crafty will give you a reminder that I'm about to go live. He does 2 reminders. One is like to prep you in advance. He gives you a lot of time. And then the second one is like more right before we're about to go on. Currently, it is only available in the USA. I am so sorry, my international friends. That's one of the restrictions of the platform, not us. We obviously would never want to exclude you guys. But it's TRG to 94253. 94253. And then you'll get on a little reminder schedule, and you will not miss any of our events that are live. You'll get a little text message from us. Is this too much green, you guys? I feel like this is too much green. I feel like I need to have, it either can work one or two ways. It's a harmonious kind of green, right? There's harmony here, and there's something like not letting it go through. I do not know what is going on. So I can either be in harmony and have a family of greens, or be more like contrasty, which I always tend to lean towards as being contrasty. So let me get my cards out. Okay, so let me get my joke cards. Okay. So I think I'm going to do a journal card today. I have some fun journal cards in here. So I can either focus on picking a journal card based on color, which is never a bad thing. See, to me, when I see this green, I want to put like a beautiful shade of pink with it. I have pink going on here in this little tag that's part of the page. I also have this pink that's going on in the flowers. So to me, this is a beautiful harmony. It's very harmonious. It's going on. Even this prompt, the little placeholder, this little shade of, it's kind of like, what would you call that color? It's kind of like a mustardish green, but it is the same color that's in these little, the middle of the flowers. So like, I got it going on right here. So I think I'm going to go with this, but wait, there's more. I also feel like that doesn't mean you can only use one of them. You can also use others. Sometimes you can use one in the background for just like a fun little like design. Like for instance, if I wanted to cover up that ugly thing, I'm just giving you this as an example. I'm not saying I would do this, but then the card would fit there and you would have like, that's all covered up. Some of my cards are actually quite amazing, like that bird. If I did that, I would actually glue the bird down so it was more coming up out of the pocket, like glue it down that way. And then I would pick another card to be the journal card, like as an example. This thing is driving me crazy. It has a little sticky part. Okay, so like what I might do here is I could put like maybe layering circles. It doesn't really bother me that much, believe it or not, even though it's kind of obnoxious. I might be able to, if I tear it off, it has another uglier thing underneath, but maybe it's less ugly than what's actually there. So there, less ugly. Okay, what was I saying? So I could glue the birdie up here and then use this little, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop talking about it and I'm just going to do it. How about that? And I'll just work with the cards I have been dealt. So I got this beautiful birdie. Isn't that a lovely card? That's one of my favorite journal cards. I went through my very vast journal card collection I had, and I narrowed it down to like just this container, which is one of my divided organizer containers I got from like TJ Maxx. This was like $5, and it's one of those containers you use in your refrigerator. But I say it is perfect for journal cards. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to, I had a spillage. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find the world's most beautiful tab that ever was. It's going to be a gorgeous contrast to what's going on here. So as an example, I want to pull something like amazing in color. So like this might be an example where I have this beautiful pop of pink. I want to make sure it doesn't compete with the other pinks on there. Maybe I go back and forth. On some things I totally love the tab in front, and other things I'm like, no, I want the tab in back. But when of course, it's going to get caught on this. So like, if I put a tab attached to it, it means I have something to pull the card up and out of the pocket. That little pink is like a nice little pop. I'm going to also try it with the stripey, which is even better because now instead of having flowers and flowers, I have stripes and flowers to work with just to make sure. I mean, this little tab gives me life. I could use like a whole page of these. Kelly, if you're listening, I could use a whole page of those. Another option is this little orange and yellow one, but I feel like I have the right man for the job. But just in case, one more try. That's a competition. This is also a competition. And it doesn't really... Nope, this one is the one. It's the winner. But you also remember my love for black and white pop. I always add a black and white pop when you've got just the right balance of color going on. So here's a little kind of a black and white pattern. It doesn't really pop. That one's okay. I don't hate it. But it does not do for me what this one does for me. If I put it on the top, it's okay, but it does compete with the birdie. If I put it behind, it's, I don't know, all of a sudden it's more harmonious to my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and glue just the little front of the shoulders and then put it right there on the back of the card. I do want the pattern of the heart showing, which is really not technically the side that you would journal on. That would be the side you journal on. So I can leave this the way it is. I can make word strips and make a fun little thing that it says and then journal on here if I so desired. So I'm going to press that together, and then I'm going to use my tiny attacher. One of the best tools I own is the tiny attacher. It elevates all the little crafting things. So look how adorable that is. I love it. Okay, my eye says I need to have a layering circle. I need to have something break up this very bleh little thing going on over here. So I need to find the right things. So sorry, I hear a serious dog fight going on out there. I hope no one gets hurt. There are a lot of dogs in this park that we're staying in. It feels like everybody owns a dog here. That's not true, but it feels that way sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to try, like I said, I don't like to add faces when I already have a face going on. So I'm just going to, this is what I like to do. I like to throw things on here and just see what sticks. So this isn't the right one. The typewriter, it doesn't. I want something that's going to be visually like a pop, but not too much of a pop. The this little guy here, this wood grain. The wood grain kind of echoes the color in the birdie. I have like the pink going on here, the ledger paper, my favorite. It also echoes that pink up above that's kind of lighter, but I want to be careful, not too much pink. This green is like the one in the bird and the prompt here, but it's not right. I can tell. I can feel it. I feel it in my little creative bones. I'm going through all my things right now, pulling out all my normal little suspects. Which ones really hit it for me? I tend to gravitate towards like blues and stuff, especially when we have like the greens and pinks. Like, to me, that's a good one. It's harmonious. But I have to be careful of my pop because I've already kind of leaned towards this pop of green. So whatever I pop with over here has to be something that's not dragging your eye away from the pink. I want to keep everything kind of here, but this needs to come up a little bit, if that makes sense. So here's an example. So I have like this kind of like little layer, this little trio of this blue is exactly like the blue here in this washi. This is a very muted form of the greens going on here. So like together this could be a trio of goodness. I'm going to match up the line that's going straight down this little layering circle so it lines up with the pocket that I'm placing it on. I'm going to put the wood grain here, and now I'm going to try this. Let's see. Maybe I'll try it this way. Okay. I'll go with my big word strip stuff and see what we got going here. I never hate the word create. It's always such a great word. Okay, so there we go. Now, I have mentioned this multiple times, but I tend to do my pages first. You notice I do not have a prompt here. So I tend to really enjoy just reaching for my materials and working with them first, and then finding the prompt that would go along with it. It's my own fun little way of challenging myself, I guess. I don't know. I just started doing it without really thinking about it, and I have been loving it. But in this case, I was focused on just trying to incorporate ripped paper so that I could be done with that whole part of the bingo. I was trying to mark that off. I am going to go ahead and date my page. I try to remember to do that each time. Is once you finish something, date it so you don't forget. I could keep going and I could add stamping and all that, but I really like it. I feel like the stamping is already on the page. You know, it's already here. I already have this kind of stuff going on here. I have this little element. So I feel like I've made what I want. And I absolutely love this. This with the bird and this. I really genuinely love this. I'm really happy with that. So, you know what? I'm going with this one. Crushing. Because I am crushing for sure on this page. The delicious colors. It is absolutely, I am very happy with how it turned out. It always surprises me. I never quite know where I'm going to go. Sometimes, like you watched me, I just grabbed a honey and then started fiddling with my paper, and then it just all came out. I don't know how other people, how their process works at all. I'll be honest, and I'm sure this speaks to quite a few of you, is I get a little anxious when I start a new page because I'm never sure how it's going to, what road I'm going to go down, if I'm going to hate it. I'm always kind of expecting I'm going to struggle with something I'm doing. And so I get a little anxiety. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. You just like, you don't know where you're headed. And then when you finally get there, I'm just like, this is amazing. I love this. I don't know how I got here, but I'm loving it. That's kind of how I feel. So I'm very pleased with how that turned out. So let's go hit all of our everything. This was a May week 2, the first of the art journaling pages, because I listed out every single individual page. I now am going to add it back into my playbook. If you are interested in just like knocking this stuff out, getting it done, you don't have to be as detailed. You can absolutely be simple in how your crafting approach is. If you're in Camp Wanna Craft, the grids I showed you, your Layering 101 homework, that style is absolutely acceptable for this. I mean, it's just, you're just practicing utilizing more white space in your design. There's nothing wrong with that. White space is absolutely wonderful. It is like adding embellishment, only it's like invisible, if that makes sense. Your white space is in and of itself a form of adding a design. It's just invisible to the eye. Okay, so I'm cleaning up as I'm kind of trying to unbury myself. I want to make sure I have, I checked that off. There's my page. I tend to do the art journaling later, like if I have anything to add. I will say that this is a good place to add my crafting is such a joy message, because right now that's how I feel. So I'm going to add it to the back of this little not library card. This is a journal card. Crafting is such a joy. Mr. Crafty, did I lose my music?
Yeah, working on it.
Okay.
I think I forgot to pause Dropbox before we started and just using it for more bandwidth.
I gotcha. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be absolute. Crafting is such a joy. Okay, so that's my little secret message in there. Let me go back to the beginning. Oh, I'm going too far. I went too far. I'm looking for me. I'm looking for this. This is what I was looking for. Ripped paper. Oh, this is what this fell off of. Planning sesh, which I definitely have had. Okay. So now I'm going to give myself credit for the ripped paper on my bingo. I'm always going for the blackout, girls. It's always what I'm looking for. Okay. Now I'm going to flippity flip this open. Okay, so now I need to take a couple pictures for the group because I gave myself credit for posting and sharing a spread and all that good stuff. So I better make sure I do it. And I usually try and do it like while I'm on the show. So I'm going to just like add some little, there we go. Okay, so let me go through here. I don't remember if I took a picture of that one or not. I love that bingo. Taking a bunch of pictures right now. Okay, so there is my... Sorry if this is getting in the way of all what you're saying, but notice how much white space there is we gave you to like add on if you wanted to. I'm opting not to. I'm just keeping it simple for that, and there's nothing wrong with simple. I love simple. Okay, so I've taken a few pictures now. Okay, so where was I? That was May week 2. Okay, now I'm going to go to the Facebook group. Maybe I'm going to the Facebook group. I don't know. My connection is not loving it. So I like to actually do this. Look, I'm live right now. I'm live. I need to look for the little share your spread. There's my Power Hour announcement. Not listers. I'm looking for the PlayBook announcement. Okay, here's PlayBook. This is not the right one though. I need week 3. Okay. What if week 3 is not in here? So, recent posts. Our fun little group. There we go. Okay, there I am. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and post and get myself my badges done. There's one. Oh, actually, that's not the right one. Wait, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is the week I'm in. I'm just doing it. There you go, you guys. See, look. I found the right place to post. I'm gonna have to figure out how to change the orientation of that. So I did my posting in the group, shared a spread. That was one of the bingo things. I shared more than a spread's worth, that's for sure. Okay, so we are officially in May right now. Okay, so shared a spread, memory keeping. Shared a spread I did. So I still have write out a story, memory keeping, and dress the girl. I did ripped paper, and I posted in the club. Okay. Dress the girl is going to be one of the pages like I mentioned to you. This is the dress the girl. I'm going to do all 3 of them on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do like a recorded video instead of a live, because it's one of those things like I want to think through it. Art journaling is more of of the thing I like to do in a live. It's more simple. I don't have to think about it as hard, I guess. Okay, let's keep going. Michelle's like, I put week 3 there. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but you I should have said something when I did it, but you have to like click a button. You have to choose recent activity, or it's either new activity or recent post. There's like one or the other in Facebook. And if you don't pick recent post, you won't see something that was recently posted. You'll only see the posts that have been freshly commented on. It's really, I don't understand why it is that way. To me, it's a little frustrating that I have to change that just to see what someone has freshly posted in the group. I don't get it. But when people go, I can't find that post, that is most likely the reason why, is you have to change your filter. You have to change it to say recent post. FYI, I discovered this not I don't know, within the last 6 months or so. I'm not really Facebook savvy, I have to admit. It's not my jam. Okay, are you guys ready to get going on another page? Are you ready to do this? Where are we at? I got some new materials the other day. I discovered a shop on Etsy. Okay, this is what happened. This is how I discovered a lot of shops on Etsy. I went looking for a Tim Holtz product, and I ended up finding these little Tim Holtz washies. I tend to like a little bit brighter washi. These are pretty beigey, I guess you would say, but I do like these. I don't care for. I'll put those in the mystery box pile. Ooh. These I like. I tend to like, well, I'm not sure about that one. I tend to like stuff that is like mixed media or vintage looking. Shocker. Let me see here. So it's got kind of like this vintage pattern in it already, which can be really cool. Tim Holtz, the style of that brand kind of leans towards that kind of like steampunk kind of feel, like it's very antique. It's more antique than retro, if that sounds right. And so it's kind of hit or miss for me. Some things I'm like, oh, I love this, and some things I'm like, it's a little too. This particular washi, I like all the washi in this one. This was a good little set. This one caught my eye because it has this gorgeous green in it. I love washi that has like that kind of mixed media feel, where it's got like different elements and it's interesting. It's not all one solid pattern. So that's what I've been gravitating towards over the last year in my washi, and I would say that's been trending for me. I'm uncertain about that one, but so whatever I don't care for is going into the mystery box stuff. Okay, so here's the other thing they had, was all these like ephemera pieces, and I'm pretty sure I think these are stickers. So we have like these little receipts. Here's a little like please call again. It's a little like phone reminder message. Stuff like this. Like I love this stuff. Some of it's a little too old for me. Like I don't care for like the really, like, to me this is antique versus vintage. To me there's a difference in terms of like the era it comes from. But for the most part, I'm a fan. This is interesting. These dates are all from the 90s. That's not really vintage. But I'm loving it. So we got like a lot of new little pieces. I think these are stickers, but I could be completely wrong. Let me see. I feel like they feel a little stickery. Yep, they're stickers. So you can like peel off the backing. So I don't know if these were Tim Holtz now. They didn't come in any kind of packaging. It was just this little thing. But I got all of this from this shop called the Saturday Stamper on Etsy. Thank you, Corey. Happy creating. I love when they put little notes in there. And they gave me a little thank you. a little thank you thingy, which I won't open up, but it has like a couple little pieces in here, and look at the little the love that she wrapped up her stuff in. I love when owners take the time to like make it cute. So here's some more stuff that I purchased. Here's like, I love shops that have this is my favorite type of washi right there again. I love shops that sell stuff like this. I love working with like original vintage things. Here's like little card. However, meanwhile, little grammar cards, if you will. I'm not sure what you'd call these. They're sort of like flashcards, but not exactly. Ooh, ooh, that's what they are. These are French. Ooh la la. So this is French words, and then what it means is on the back. So little French flashcards. And then I have these little stickers that are teeny tiny little tickets. That's fun. And then this is another thing I saw in there, which I was intrigued. These are these fun little, the vellum type stickers, and they're little doodly drawings of florals, but like really cool ones, like hand drawn. I really like these. I could totally see myself using them. I like these way better than the kind that have color. These vellum stickers that they have that come out of like China, they are very interesting. The texture of them, it feels like washi that's not waxy, more like the raw washi, where it has like almost a linen feel. Hopefully I'm explaining that right. And then there's stamps. Real stamps, you guys. Like legit. I find stamps to be a wonderful thing for crafting with because they add such an awesome pop of color. They're so interesting looking. This is Brazil. Mozambique. That one's pretty. I do not know what country that is. It doesn't have anything on there. So these are all Canal Zone postage. Panama Canal. Netherlands. Interesting. Hopefully I said that right. So anywho, this is what I got going in my new little batch of goodness that just arrived via mail. I picked this stuff up yesterday. So this is something I would definitely stick in my paper punch buffet so that I get to use them. Let me see. Where do I have room? I feel like I could condense you guys, make you share a spot. Maybe stick you guys in here. Come on, everybody in. Everybody in. So that's what I do. I just fill up a new little place for my fun little buffet. So that was the Saturday Stamper. She had real cute stuff in there. But what I went after the store was because I found some Tim Holtz stuff, and I was like, and I saw that she had the washi in there, and I was like, oh, I've never seen Tim Holtz washi. I don't actually go into the craft stores anymore. I do enough damage online. I like online shopping. Then I don't have to like go anywhere. I can stay home. Okay. Okay, that was a little break. I'm just taking a break for a second. Wow, Mr. Crafty, thank you. He's like, let me help you. Let me show you the little links. Bye, Barbara. Good morning, Mallory. I'm glad you were able to join us. It is 5:40 a.m. where you are in Australia. I thought it was the evening in Australia. So it's 5:40 a.m. Sunday morning. Okay. Are you guys ready to get started on another page? Or to watch me get started on another page? Whatever you guys are doing. Okay. I'm trying to think how I should get started on this one. Should I go with a prompt or should I do what I normally do? Like, what is here? What is exciting to me? What do I want to What do I want to work with today? See, I'm feeling that anxiety again, like, oh gosh, what if I don't pick the right thing? What if this doesn't come out? What if this doesn't come together? Do you guys feel that way too when you get started? Probably very common. I love this paper from Vicki Boutin. It's just like the best. I don't always use this part of it, but like this part right here, I just love it. It like checks all the boxes for me. It's what I used for the little cover of my office. I have to make a little label for this, but all my little office quotes that I have in here. This was my first attempt at trying to make a insert, like a TN insert. The papers are cut horribly like this direction, but like inside it's kind of like a junk journal where they're all intentionally mismatched, and I just didn't really know how to make them all the same. I probably did it in a really way you're not supposed to do. I stapled it multiple ways. So I am not a good one for teaching you how to do that. There's a lot of other much better tutorials out there that other people have done. And if I had watched one of them, I probably would have had better luck. Okay, so I think I'm going to put down some of this paper. I'm just cutting it down that way, so this would definitely go into my scrap box. There's a lot of goodness in here. So I got the width right. I used this little thing up here at the top to kind of eyeball, and then I'm going to eyeball where I'm going to cut it across. So I'm going to cut it right here above this ticket. Okay. And I think I'm going to go with a different type of girl this time. I think I'm going to go more with a modern girl. This is from May 2019. So I'm going to see who in here inspires me. Mr. Crafty, what are you doing? Sneaking up behind me.
I was wondering if I could get that Vicki Boutin paper. Is this it?
Yes. Scrapbook.com is a good one. Janice, the paper is from Vicki Boutin. It's an American crafts paper, and I'm pretty confident you could find it at scrapbook.com. Mr. Crafty is going to put it up there, though. Isn't she cute? And look at, she's like in this nice compact little shape. I could not do that if there was money involved. If someone put a gun to my head, I don't think that I could get myself into that tiny of a little shape. But I like her. Here is the conundrum, though. She is on the back. On the back is another really awesome, to me, that's like an awesome shape to work with. I don't know, you guys. That's a pretty dress. I love mod cloth dresses. They have like a plus size dresses, so I tend to shop there when I need a dress for a special occasion. Some of their stuff is a bit quirky, I will agree. I think the shirt I'm wearing right now is a mod cloth. I've actually bought quite a few t-shirts from them. In fact, now that I've said that, I can guarantee you this t-shirt is from mod cloth. They're very friendly to the plus size ladies. So this girl right here is super cute. Her dress, the cute little flowers, that red is right here in the lines of my paper. The way she's cut off, she could totally fit on this. And I like the girls on this side a lot less. So I'm going to go with her instead of the other girl I was showing you first, because I'm not ready to make that very difficult decision of who I like more. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut her out, and maybe her head will come up over the top of this paper, and her legs will come about right there. We'll see what happens when I cut her. Again, the language, cut her. You guys know what I mean. But seriously, if that was taken out of context, this would sound terrible. I love, love, love cutting out images of ladies. It's very popular in the art journaling world to use magazine images. Oftentimes the way the ladies are posed, the dreamy looks on their faces, the really pretty backgrounds, you know, like taking outdoor photography. It just lends itself to like creating a really gorgeous page. You can utilize these images so well with like scripture or song lyrics or poetry or just your thoughts, just journaling. It's kind of like the girl to me. She's sort of like representing me. She's my stand-in for the photo that I didn't take, so she took it for me. She was kind of like my muse, and then I kind of like add my thoughts to what I see. And that is, again, probably a very typical way that most people use these type of images in their art journaling. Woo! Her little elbow, almost nipped it. I like using my gold scissors for fussy cutting when it's like a big image and not teeny tiny like a lot of the honeys are. So I'm kind of cutting away all the dreaminess of the outdoors that she was kind of photographed with and putting her on this very different background that is a bit more structured and kind of like office themed and more boring, and yet she looks so carefree and happy. So so instead of sticking her right in the middle, I'm going to do the rule of thirds where I'm going to move her over about one, like kind of in an offset way, and this will make her more visually interesting. In addition, it frees up space over here to actually put the journaling. If I want to even move it up more, I could do that and move her, scooch her over. Even if she covers up parts of this, that's fine. So her hand coming off here and her head coming off here makes her feel more dynamic and alive. And if when you do subtle things like that, it makes her feel like she's coming up off the page and she has life to her. So her legs matching up with the way the page is cut off here is also cool. If I wanted to, though, if you wanted to, you could bring her down even more and have her legs cut off here on this natural line that the page has. But I like her up here. So I'm going to glue her down. Justine says that she signed up to get ModCloth. If you buy anything from them, when you put your address in, you will start getting the catalogs. And they didn't used to have catalogs. This is actually a fairly new thing. They started doing catalogs, I think, in 2018. But I like them. They're not super big and like tons of wasted paper. And I save them for this reason. They're kind of quirky in their photography style, and so that just makes for more interesting things to work with, other than just like a catalog model where they're like, hey, oh look, I'm sitting in a studio getting my picture taken. These I like catalogs that have more of like a storytelling feature to them, and these feel more editorial, so I really like ModCloth and recommend it. Recommend their catalog. A lot of the shirts you guys have liked and seen me wear have come from ModCloth, like my little Conjunction Junction, What's Your Function t-shirt, that's ModCloth. One of my Golden Girls shirts is a ModCloth. I have two of them. One of them is from them. My Conspiracy Club one is from them. So here's an opportunity to add any kind of like layering circle behind her head. So I haven't put her head down yet. Trying to decide if I want to do that. Sometimes the layering circles give them like a halo appearance. Kind of interesting. She has a very, like, this color palette is very weird. It's not one I would normally choose. So it's making me have to make different choices than what I would normally do. So I'm going to do this where she almost looks like she's got two giant Mickey ears, but I like it. So this little washi strip here is not helping my thing out here. So I'm going to go with a washi. Try something new. And see if I can change that dynamic. Yes, Cody Anthropology is a good one too. I was on there, but I noticed that some of them that have really good catalogs, they will only let you be on that catalog list so long. If you don't make a purchase, they kick you off. They're like, you are not worth the money we spend on you. Okay, so let me try this one and see. I don't know if it'll, yeah, it's not transparent enough. So let me figure this one out. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a fake, yeah, I'm gonna make a fake background there. Then I'm gonna put the washi on top of it. Love that. What else I got in here? Maybe I can bring another strip down so it comes to the top of here. The mood of this washi is a bit on the darker side for me. I wish it was a little bit more lighter and brighter, but these are tiny details. I can live with this. Okay, so that's cool. I'm going to use one of my little French cards. To rain, real or true. La porte, la pente is a bridge. La poisson is a fish. Who, I have no idea how to pronounce any of these things. I'm probably saying them all terribly. To bend, to yield, to adapt self to. Isn't that what life is sometimes, adapting yourself to things? I know what that is. Like a faux pas. La passe. What do you think? Miss her. Okay. Well, I'm going with this. Now I could move it like up onto her body like so, like I would anything else. I can also, rather than just leave it here, cutting her off, I could take it all the way over to the side so it's not only kind of offsetting on her body, but also on the paper underneath her. So I'm like bringing it here where her hand is and lining it up there. I'm going to wiggle it up and down and see like where does it look the best on her body. Is that a good place for it? Should I bring it down here? I think it's a little bit more bold up here. That's what I'm doing. That is what is happening. So you can see right over here is all this delicious white space for journaling, which would be lovely. I'm also going to add some, not that one, the lines in here. The lines are going this way, so I want stuff that's going to work with it, not against it. Like, that's not terrible, but I could do better. I have some delightful stickers here. This is one of my favorite ones. So here I'm going to line up, there's a little red line here in this, and I'm going to line it up on the very edge of the paper. There, and then bring this down here. I'm keeping it still very simple, like I'm not doing too much craziness. I think I'm going to add some stamping, some of my mixed media stamping. I never get tired of these little stamps. And when I do, I will just move on to a different type of stamp. I'm only stamping part of this stamp, not all of it. I only want some of it to show. Crafty, thank you so much. You guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize my hat was being so obnoxious. I turned it over around on my head. You won't have it compete so much in the camera. Sorry. Mr. Crafty, I can tell, is zooming in and stuff to make that a little better too, but I apologize. Okay, so I got that stamp down, and then I'm going to get another stamp down. Girls do not wear their hats backwards. That is just one thing we don't do, and part of the reason I think is because of the ponytail that you have to wear when you're wearing a hat most of the time. Not all the time. Some women will wear it just with their hair down, but I always feel like it doesn't feel secure. And so I always wear a ponytail, and you can't do that snapback going around. Turn backwards. Plus I feel silly now. Okay. It's wonky. I don't know what it is. I never ever stamp this like straight. It's always at an angle. I guess that's just, it's the stamp. It's not me. It's the stamp's fault. Okay, I have another stamp here I love. It's got the New York on it. I love all things New York, so it's going on here. I don't even know what color I was using. I hope this will look okay. I'm going to add this right here. I feel like I want to add a little bit of washi to this line up here to soften it between her dress and the card. Ooh, this is a bold move right here. Let me see. Will this be too crazy? Is that too nuts? I'm not sure. Here, first of all, let's make it a little more narrow so it's not so bold. I want it to be like a little touch of crazy and not like in your face crazy. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's got repetition because of the lines. The color is like this blue. It's a pop that contrasts beautifully with the pink and the red. So like these like are giving me life together, and I like it. What it does make me feel though is like it makes me see this particular layering circle as the wrong choice now, but not enough for me to actually change anything. I can live with it the way it is. So let's go find a prompt that's going to set off the art journaling portion of this page. Okay, let's see. Let's find the girl a prompt. Now we got this one, best words, which this word was to bend. And I think in life we have to be a bit bendable and a bit adapt to our situation. The quicker you are able to adapt to the things that life throws at you, the better off you are. Can we agree on that? Because sometimes life will throw you a curve, and the faster you can accept it, and just like, okay, what are we going to do? What's my next move going to be? So I'm going to go with best words because this word in French means to bend or adapt, according to my little French flash card there. And I think that is what I'm going to talk about in my art journaling, which is going to go right here. Is I'm going to talk about being adaptable, bending with going with the flow, in other words, because that is something as the reset girl, I definitely embraced, and it's probably the number one reason why I'm still here, why I made it through what felt like the end of my world. I'm going to add a few more stickers down here. So this sticker has like a black little line in it that I'm kind of lining up with the line underneath the prompt holder. So if you can see that there, which looks kind of cool. I love to pair up my layering circles, at least pair them versus doing just like one. I do one when it makes sense, but I feel like this one needs a friend. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there's that page. I love her. I think she's beautiful. And I love the fact that she's going with this girl. A different lady from a different era that could probably tell you the same thing. Adapt, bend, go with the flow. Life will be easier on you. Okay, I need to date my page. Hi, Miss Kelly Bangs. Did you leave me and come back? Okay, so there's my 15, June 15. Ah, I'm in love. And I didn't even intend to put them both on the same, like, off to the side like that. That was kind of funny. I forgot that they were actually going to face each other, but I think it's cool. It's kind of like old school versus, like, the girl of today. But I like it. Do the colors, blend well? Probably not. Not really. This red is, in my little picky eyes, is kind of the wrong shade. This stuff over here, yes, this all works together. So if it bothers you, like you don't love your spread, all you have to do, in my opinion, is flip the pages around. Like you could easily put this one here and like make it intentional, but I haven't ever done that yet, but I'm not saying I wouldn't. Sometimes I get a little picky about things. So this prompt is washi. This one is collage, which this most certainly is. This is crushing, which, look, crushing on the colors. This is best words. Week 2. So now I have week 3. This is still May that I'm working in. Where's my checklist? Okay. Sometimes this goes fast and sometimes it feels like it's going slow. So here's week 2. On my art journaling, I now have knocked out 2 of those pages. I also knocked out listing on my May. When we say listing, well, I said listing. This wasn't, it's this. These pages, I filled these out. I might as well go ahead and embellish these since I'm talking about them. So let's do that. I at least think I'm going to throw on some washi. This is absolutely not necessary, and I just want to feel like I did a little something with these pages. Another thing to use here is the little honeys. Ooh. I have quite a mess going on over here. Okay, so I usually pick my honeys based on what they're wearing and if I think it's going to look cute on the color that they're going down on. Like with this one, I'm probably going to go with this girl who's historically one of my very favorite honeys ever. I remember her. She's like very old school. She's one of the first honeys we used. I love her. I'm going to put a honey on. I love the honeys when their legs are together. They're so much easier to work with. This girl's got her legs spread apart. I'm going to put her on this side. I feel like I'm in a, what do I think I feel like I'm in? Like kind of like a department store, like a really classy department store in the era of like the 60s or something. Maybe I feel like I'm having a luncheon on the patio of an old school hotel. Definitely I'm vibing with the honeys right now with this music on. It feels like their tune. Doesn't that look better already? And then another thing you can do to like brighten this up is you can take some of your gumballs and kind of like add them to some of the little titles. Ooh, that one together. This is the wrong washi now. Let me find a better washi. That's a better washi. Kind of fun trying to find the right thing for it. It's like, which one goes with which? Goals this month. And then over here, these two ladies. I don't know. Ooh, I found some here. This one for sure. That one, this one. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. There, I have embellished. I've made cuter. I think I might add a little stamping too. With the brown. I like the brown ink better. Okay, I can tell that this is going to be complicated to stamp if I don't have a flat surface. Stamp that upside down. Good thing that didn't show up. I didn't even look to see what direction I stamped it. I just stamped it down. There we go. This is not for any other reason than just like adding some extra visual goodness. Where's my pen? I'm always looking for that darn pen. I've already lost one pen. This is the wrong type of pen. I need a like a Macron pen. Micron, not Macron. Yay, B, I'm glad you got some pages done. How are we doing, you guys? Nadine asked if when the summer one is coming out. It will be out in 2 days. It releases on the 17th. Let me know what you guys have finished while we've been on here. Bye, Logan. Cody, that's a good idea. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the stamp. You know, now that you say it, I am looking at it, and you are right. It's the stamp. It's not me. The stamp is wonky. Marcus, is that blurry? Why is that blurry? That one looks clear, but this one looks blurry.
I'm not sure.
What's going on? Why are you here?
I'm wondering how far behind you are, and maybe you're not that far behind.
Justine says she finished the She Glows prompt. Awesome for art journaling. Chris says it's too early for your sleepy brain. Chris, are you in Australia by any chance? Bye, Melissa. Enjoy your dinner. Awesome. Diana has done 2 pages in her playbook and 2 pages in her camp junk journal. Awesome. Sandra finished 2 dividers and tabs in her junk journal. So proud of you. Debbie is on her 3rd art journaling page, which is a record for you. Go, girl. Mallory says, same here, Chris. So I'm guessing that Chris and Mallory are my Australian friends. Well, Mallory, I know you're my Australian friend. Yes, Chris says yes. Cindy says she's helping her sister-in-law make swap cards. I want to do swap cards. I want to do the little ATC cards one day. I have many ideas of things I would love for us to do it together, like as a community. My next project that I want to get started on my YouTube is I want to get you guys remember when I did the Crafty Commonplace book? So I bought myself 2 new Crafty Commonplace PlayBook. I want to kind of reboot that whole series. I think I just did the one video and I want to like restart it over because I've discovered a format that I want to use way more. And I'm looking around for it on my desk. My desk is so messy right now. I can't find nothing. And I had it out right before we turned the camera on because I wanted to tell you guys about it. And now that I'm looking for it, so I have two. This is one of them. I don't know where the other one is, but this is my little Stayology. It's an A6, so it's really small. Look how small it is. So when you compare it to the larger Crafty Commonplace book I did, this will be like a lot easier to fill up. So I wanted to reboot the Crafty Commonplace book. I call it that. It's technically a commonplace book, but because we're little crafty girls, we're going to make it more craft delicious than it was intentionally for. Isn't that way better now? I'm happier with this. I think just even adding some stickers just makes that more fun. You can do the same thing in here, is make this more cute and inspired by just adding some little stickers. I have certain stickers I reach for, like, what was I using the other day? Okay. So I have in here these stickers from our little Faithful Life kit. Do you guys remember these? These honeys? I love them. Okay, so I have these. I've been working on this sheet. I was trying to use up all the stickers on here, so I'm going to throw these on here. They're like the perfect size. They're kind of little. And I love the fact that they're like cardstock stickers, so they like feel amazing. We have a ton of Faithful Life kits in our storage that need to be sold. We also have the Reset Your Goals. This is all physical product. You guys are asking us for physical product, and do we have physical product? So hopefully we can throw some of those in there. So, okay, so let's go back to our bingo. Did I do anything? I didn't do anything there other than just make another page, which is still something, right? So there's my week 2. I did my listing. I brightened it up. I'm ready to do another week 3 now of the art journaling. So anyway, just FYI, this is going to be coming to the YouTube channel. So we'll have a little Crafty Commonplace book, the PlayBook, and obviously camp is still going on, so I'm not trying to like distract you. I want you guys to finish strong. So I might just prep this and kind of like get it going on the YouTube. I might wait till camp finishes. I don't want you guys to feel like overwhelmed. I know a lot of people don't like feeling like they're missing out on something. And I totally understand that. So that's not my intention, but I wanted to let you guys know that it's coming. It was something that a lot of people got excited to do, and it's another fun little way of filling something up. And okay. So our new summer playbook is coming out in 2 days. We're going to have a launch party on the 21st to celebrate it. That gives you a few days to get it downloaded and punched. And I have mine in a disc-bound format, which you can opt to do, or you can put it in a binder. So mine's it's getting fluffy. I'm probably going to have to get new rings for it. I'm pretty excited by that. Look how fluffy it is. I also noticed that the spring is actually punched a little differently than winter, so it's a little taller. I did not do a good job making sure they were punched the same way. But I'm so excited when I look through the pages. It's so delicious. Okay, enough dilly-dally. This is like by far and away like my favorite spread now. I am loving that. Okay. I'm ready to pull another one out. I think I'm going to pull this one out and do both sides of it. I'm going to do another page with girls. Who do I got here? I got a September 2018. I have a May 2019. This is from last year. I used this in Camp Reset. I remember that. She's cute. She's cute too. Ah, I like her. I love the golden glow, like the sunset that she's obviously, when this picture was taken on. I do like her too, though. She is saucy. So last year when we did Camp Reset, this is what preceded the playbook. Doing everything in this, it was my handbook for Camp Reset. This is what made me decide that we were ready to launch the playbook, because we had so much fun doing pages like that in our handbook, right? You guys remember. This is where Dress the Girl, the inspiration came from, was this fun little... She just lost one of her petals. Here, let me repair her really quick. So if you were not with us last year, this is kind of what kind of inspired the whole let's get the playbook launched. I had come up with the playbook actually 2 years before this. So when I saw how much you guys were loving your handbook, I was like, that's it. We're at the point where we can do the playbook. It's time. Ugh. I'm pulling this out for a reason, you guys, besides repairing it. Fixing that. So this is where some of the images, like this one, came from this catalog I'm showing you. I used it here. I used like an old textbook and I put her on top of it. Gave her some flowers in her hair. Here's where this ModCloth catalog from last year, she got used here. Here's another girl that I took her, cut her out and put her in there. I covered what was on her chest with a different Resetting My Life. I made her a different t-shirt. This girl came from that catalog. So you can see like how I cut them out of what they were in and put them on something else. And I ended up loving what I did with them so much. I feel like there was one more. Am I mistaken? I think I'm mistaken. I must be mistaken. I would have seen them, right? Okay, so those are the girls from last year, from the same little catalog I'm opening. I'm showing that to you as an inspiration. Also to show you a little backstory of the playbook that we now have. So oftentimes these images can end up being like so amazing, so unique, so different than like just being a girl in a magazine. You can really bring something out of them and make them special. I love the background. I love the fact that this was photographed in this beautiful summery, the sunset, the golden hour, if you will. Probably photographed in Southern California. I'm guessing. Although part of it was photographed in New York City, because New York. They went to Coney Island for some of their photos. Anyway, I'm guessing. This is all guessing. I see a lot of palm trees in the background, and that makes me feel like, oh, home. My old home. Before I defected, I swapped out palm trees for evergreen trees. And I don't regret it. Today we're in the middle of June, and I actually am wearing my little fuzzy slippers, and I had to wear a hoodie because it was actually cold today. So I don't hate that at all. You guys, I just put glue down on her, and I don't even have a background picked out. She needs more than a white background. She needs something amazing. Okay, so I'm fishing for a new pattern, a new background. What am I gonna pick? Okay. I'm gonna look at this one. This is a mixed media pad. We got this on Amazon, and it was like $5. I think it was a really good deal. The paper is not cardstock. It's definitely thinner, like craft paper, not craft paper. Yeah, like craft paper. It's thin for sure. But it's really nice background. Like, it is very, very much mixed media, and like something like this, you know, makes a really cool background. Like, look at her now. Woo! Look at her pop. This is the paper for her. We have just located her background. Isn't that amazing? All right, what do I do here? I basically want to cover like the whole sheet. I don't want any of the other stuff showing. What should I do? I know this sounds crazy, but I almost feel like I want to, I want this to be centered. So I want this going right down the center, and I almost feel like I'm going to have to repunch this whole thing, because I literally want to black out the entire white. I don't want anything. I don't want like part of it. I want the whole thing covered. I want it to be super dramatic. So when you flip the page and you see that, you're going to be like, OMG. So the best thing for me to do is literally cover the entire page, even the little sides here. Never done this. Never done this. I don't even know if I'm going about this in the right way. Let me think. How am I doing this? I put this... Okay, I hope I'm doing this right, you guys. But I have two sides, so if I mess up, I can always use the other side. It's going to end up somewhere in my playbook, by golly. Okay, so what I want to do here is make sure that I end up going right down the center of my page. I'm eyeballing. I'm an eyeballer, not a measurer. I have self-awareness. I know who I am. Okay. There may have been another better way to do this, but okay. Caroline says, black it out, Corey. And that's what I'm doing. We're going for the blackout. It is going to be way more impactful, and it's about time, right? You gotta. The playbook is for us to play in. It means we experiment and do things we have not done before. You try things. You try things you've never tried before. You will not know how amazing you can be unless you just go for it. Okay. I love it. Look at her. Okay, so historically, I usually go for the rule of thirds, and I usually like put them all the way to the side. We could also put her on the interior, or we could go right down the center, which sort of feels like I don't know why, but it feels more dramatic. Part of it is because of this interesting distressing right here. It feels like I want to see her centered. And I never center anybody. I always put them at a kind of like at an interesting position. So I'm going to go with my gut. My gut says she needs to be front and center. She's just like, bam, girl in the red dress. She's just adorable. Look at the cute little look on her face. She looks like she's all insecure as they're like photographing her. She's like, I'm trying to be a model, but I'm not really a model. I don't feel like a model yet. I'm just being adorable. She just looks like a natural beauty. Wow, I've lost 2 caps to my glue sticks. You know it's been a good craft session when you're losing your caps. Okay, I found one. Can I have another? Anybody? No? Okay, I'm gonna cap the one that has the most glue in it. Yes, sir. Every time you come approach me, I feel like I'm in trouble or something.
No, I'm just trying to help.
Like, what did I do now?
Rather than you sitting there struggling so much, I thought I'd try and help you. Maybe another set of eyes.
Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I was just kidding, but it is happening. It's like you get up, I can feel you coming. And I'm like, what am I not looking at? What have I done? Is my cap in the way?
It's down there on the floor.
Thank you, sir.
See, I thought it might be something like that.
You are such a sweet pie. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome, baby. So that's both of them?
Yes, they are. Everyone's accounted for.
Okay.
No glue stick left behind. Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh. I love her. I love her so much that at this point I feel like I don't even want to add anything else. Like, I'm done. But you know what is going to be the most amazing journaling ever is using a white pen. Huh? If I add some journaling right here. Ugh. I'm serious. Like, I don't even want to add anything to her. She's just so awesome the way she is. But, oh, I just wouldn't be me if I didn't add something. That just would feel weird. She'd feel unfinished. So let me look here in my layering circles. I don't know, you guys. Is it a layering circle occasion with a word strip? Do I gotta... Oh, is it gold letters? But see, gold letters might compete with the... I don't want it to compete. I want the journaling to be what you notice. So let's just keep the gold letters off. But I don't hate a word strip. Let's see if anything just pops. And also, what is my prompt? What's my mood here? What are we going with? Let's do that. Let's find the prompt and then let's see if we can find a word strip that just like says it all. Blackout! You guys, shut up! That is, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I didn't even know that was in there. That is what I'm saying. Sometimes it is so amazing when you just do a page and then go look for the prompt. It is incredible. It's like, I'm waiting for you right here to find me. Oh, I'm stoked. Okay, so maybe that is our word strip. And maybe I will conjure up an interesting story for myself. See, I feel like it's more powerful if it's like offset and not centered. Okay, the only way I feel like it would be cool if it was centered, if it was like here, like at the center of her, like her little body, and she has a natural waistline. But I will admit, to me, that is not the most, I don't know, it's not the most elegant way to do it. I just do. I love an offset. Now, I do recognize the offset does throw off your eye so that you're not seeing her in that perfect column anymore. But you see how it gets lost when you put it on her, too? It's like that little extra tag does make a difference. Perhaps like an ankle bracelet. Perhaps then. I don't know. This will be interesting. I don't like it up there. I don't like it there. I don't know. Maybe in a weird place with my journaling. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can answer this question today. I don't know. I definitely don't like yellow with her. She has to have a contrast. It cannot be a harmonious thing. So, something that's going to pop is going to be like a blue, which does that. That rocks. Plus, it's got a red line in this map, which is like her dress. Also, I feel like this is a little bit too long, so let me shorten that up. Oop. I don't know, I'm starting to wonder if I should... That could have been interesting. I wonder if it's too late. She might not be like completely attached. Glue stick can be wonderful. Like you think it's down, but it's not really down. And if I use my I'm looking at her hands, and she has her hands in this interesting position, almost as if I could tuck this into her hands if I could lift them up. And the way I could lift them up is by taking my craft knife and actually cutting the lower part of her hands so that I could peel them up off the page and see if I can get this in there. And then I might have an interesting solution for this little sticker. Like, I'm also thinking maybe this word blackout would look amazing on the globe. I've never ever done that before. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to put blackout on this globe, like so, and then I'm going to cut it. I hope I love this. I'm going to feel sad if I don't, because then I'm going to have to, I don't want to print out an entire page just to get my blackout prompt back. That's very wasteful to me. I don't hate this at all, but I am wondering if I should do that with her hands. I don't know. I can see what happened was when I put her body down, I can feel that she's not completely attached to the page. Like, see, watch. See how there was like almost like an air bubble under here? So I feel like I could get her up again. Yes, I can. Okay, you guys, you're gonna watch me try something. I would normally do this off camera, but we're already in this. Let's just keep going. Mr. Crafty, do you have any suggestions for me, sir, and how I attempt this? This is not really my forte. I don't. Okay, I don't even know if this is a good idea, honestly. I think it is. Okay. Oh, come on, hands, come up. I think this is gonna work, you guys. I don't know. It seems like it would. All I'm trying to do, maybe I'm wrong in how I'm envisioning this. I'm gonna feel sad if I lose her. Maybe if I just like, maybe the it can come like down here, maybe at the lower part of her hands, you know, like almost like she's holding a handbag, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see, what if we approach it that way? Let's see if we can just get her. I feel like I'm making history right now, history for myself. This is the kind of crafter, like, I really want to take, like, what am I trying to say? I really want to start trying to take risks and do interesting things and not play it safe. I want to encourage you to do stuff like that. So if I'm not willing to do it, how can I tell you to do it? I want all of us to like try things and be like, holy cow, I'm a crafter. I'm a creator. I'm a maker. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm quite getting her hand like cut enough here. Oh gosh, that sounds terrible. Cutting her hands. Don't report me, you guys. Dude, maybe this is why. Ooh, okay. No, Mark, I don't like that song. I've heard that enough last night. Now it's like the Goonies song. Like a bad, nightmarish Goonies. Okay. I probably don't have to lift up her hands nearly as much as I think I do to get this little ball in there. Okay. Are we doing this? Oh, no! Don't stick yet! Okay, so now it's just a matter of positioning your hands. Does that look good, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, are we in agreement, you guys, that looks good? I kind of like it wonky. Kind of like tipped. Thanks, Michelle. Very encouraging. Okay, it's down. I'm gonna press her little hands down now. Get the glue down. Thank you, Chicky. Thanks for cooperating with me. Ugh. Okay. Okay, now you may rest. You are forevermore attached to that page. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. So I will end up adding some journaling. Now, what I have to say about blackout, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to internalize that and come up with something that is meaningful to me. Now, for right now, we need to punch her so she'll fit in the page. So this will be interesting because I can't. How do I do this? I guess I'm just going to repunch it wherever it lands, and that is what it is. What if I punch it upside down? Oh. Yeah, I punched it in the same spot. That was a miracle. Okay, let me see. There's my little classic little plus signs that I love so much. Oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. Okay, so she's going to go in there like that, which means this page has got to be super epic to go up against her for sure. Yeah, that's no pressure. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one out so I can do... Oh, I said I was going to do the back side. Well, I'll do the other sheet. Okay, so this one has got to go up against her. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to leave this open over here so I can see her. Let's see if I have anything else in here. Or do I need... I should find a girl first, I feel like. Let's find our muse. Who do we want? I love this so much, but I do not like the pattern on this dress. I think she is gorgeous. I love how she's holding the flower, but I can't tolerate the dress. It's just not... Ugh. That kills me too, because I would use her, but she does not have a cute outfit on. She's cute, but I feel... I don't know. She's lost part of her little head right there. She's wearing a really fallish outfit. That's another thing, is that I want it to like feel balanced. She's cute. I like her little position. I don't know. This might be too like out of the season. All right. Not acceptable. Not possible. Let me try. I like this picture. I'm very torn, but I have to say that this one appeals to me more than this one does, because it's such an interest. You don't see pictures like this very often. You see much more. This is more fashiony to me, and this one is more interesting. So I'm kind of steering this direction. Let's see if there's anything. Would she be interesting? sitting on top of this blue paint would be super cool. That is an option. Nope, I don't like that. That's okay. I like other paint better. This is one of my favorite pages in this whole book, is this one. I've used this for another art journaling page, I believe. Nope. This book is kind of hit or miss for me. Like, some things I really like in it, but for $5, I feel like I can make some things work. Meh. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't want her to compete too much with the girl across the way. I don't want her to be like taking away too much of what I got going on over there. I might do like a half and half, like half on this and half off. Let me try this one. Half and half layouts are always cool. I don't want it to take away too much from my other girl. Okay. Ooh, the case of the eyeballs. Like, I gotta figure out where do I need to cut this so that I'm not doing a full-blown cover up everything. But I am going to cover up a lot of this page. Okay, so I think if I went down the center right here, that would be cool. Like that, maybe. And then let's take our girl. Aw, thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Put it right over here. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much. It's very thoughtful. Okay. Your little booty here. Okay. Yeah, she definitely has to be up top. I can't have like her hair like cut at that weird angle. So I wonder if I brought that up like that. No, she has to come all the way out, like her little tippy toes. I don't hate that. I can put some washi down here to cover this up. When we laid out the playbook, there were a lot of little elements that I thought would be like super fun. But when I started working in them, I often find myself like covering them up because they end up clashing with what I'm doing. So we will have a little less of things like this and this kind of getting in your way. In our summer edition, it will be way more geared towards giving you a really clean place to do stuff, and then there'll be tinier elements in the very like corners and in the tiny margins, so that you're not. Some of you might love them, but I personally find them to be they ended up being more distracting than helpful. I found. I thought they would be amazing. So just being honest with you that like when I started using the product, I was like, some of these pages don't do it for me. So I picked the pages that did work, that were more helpful, I felt, and then so you guys will see that in the summer edition when it comes out. It'll have a little cleaner art journaling pages. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get her set up here. I'm gonna pull her body out more here. So her little toesies are off the edge like that. Her head is in alignment with the top of the page. Her body comes out into the white space, so it gives her, makes her more like alive, leaping up off the page. Why do I have this? What is that? And glue on here. This might be a bad idea, but let's see what happens. What I love about 32-pound paper is it has that natural kind of like sheen on it or something. So I'm trying to clean a little bit of the glue off here because it's like dirty looking. I don't want that. Okay, so her feet are hanging off, her body is off. I'm gonna do something with this because it feels like a distraction. So I'm gonna see, boy, this is gonna be an interesting washi. Which washi is going to save this? Okay, let me try this one. This one feels subtle. Way better. You can still see the letters coming through, but it's way more muted, and that looks more intentional. I like that better. Okay. I need a trash can. Okay. All right, so we're gonna have, I need a prompt for this page, and my journaling is gonna be more here. And she's a girl that's gonna go opposite her. If I use this for my art journaling, I still feel like I have room here to embellish a bit more. So let me add, oh, it's a little harder to find ones that pop on this one because a lot of the ones I have are like so much in this color family. It's like they all have to be, ooh, that looks good. Okay, this red line, I'm going to match it going down this line so visually it will look really good. And then I feel a black and white pop coming. Let me find a sticker sheet with the black and white gumballs on it. There we go. Here's one. Ooh, that's a clash. Let me see if I can find a different kind. I need a black and white one. No, that's not right. That's too strong. Ooh, stars. That one might work. Those are old school gumballs. Old school. And then I want to have something right here. Is it a gumball? It usually is a gumball. Not a gumball, a layering circle. They're usually what does it for me. But let me look in my little thing here and see what else do I have that I could use. So let's pull out the ones that are like, these are my, what do you call it? My paper punch buffet. I do have this amazing fuzzy green one. This grid. Gotta make sure either the lines line up or they are. That looks cool. Okay, so now what it wants, I feel like, is it wants something like odd. Is that odd enough? No, it's not. Like, it really needs to be weird. Okay, I have typewriters and honeys. That's not weird enough. What if it was a stamp? Like on her booty. Or not. Like, you can put some of these pieces down and they just look like they're like hanging out. Like, they look like they're part of it and they're not really, they're not, but they are. But I like a bit more of a pop in color. So let me see, maybe it's something like this. Maybe it's not a circle, but it's one of these. And if it's bright enough, so like red is a really awesome contrast against blue. So that works out great. So I'm going to go through my things here and find anything that looks like it would pop and stand out in a marvelous way. If I picked greens, greens would feel like it would be more harmonious, and I definitely want something to pop. I like that. I really do. I think I like what I have going there. This is an interesting stamp. It's like a strip. It's Romania. You could go that way like that. If I brought that down a little bit more. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think that's kind of cool. Wow, that really does make a difference that it's there. I usually don't put pieces like this that are like kind of floating on something. However, this does have these natural lines in the paper, and so when the way I have it lined up, it doesn't feel like it's floating. It feels like it's intentional. Like the bottom part of the stamp has this kind of like the same color that's in this. So when you line it up just right, your eye goes right across. Let me see here. Like right across, and you feel like you're still looking at the washi. That is very cool. And it gives a little bit more dimension. So we're going to add this, we're going to add this. I want to move it all the way over. I think we're moving it all the way over. Okay. Now I'm going to put down these pieces, which are kind of interesting. I have to line this up with what I had it on. So there's a line in the grid. I'm lining it up with the line of the page that's coming down here, so your eye is not all over the place going. And then this has a line in it too, which is very easy to find here. I'm going to line that up. Now I'm going to do this interesting stamp. I've never seen a stamp that's like a strip like that. It's going to get, it's currently getting lined up, but I might have to move it a little bit because I can tell that I've put this down a little differently than I started with. So let's bring this puppy down about midway, like there. And so when I line up this stamp, I'm making this stamp and this stamp share the same line right here. See how the border of this stamp and the border of this stamp are coming together to form one cream line? There. Okay, so now the prompt. To the prompts. Okay. Well, I feel like I could go different ways with this because I have one called texture, which she is sitting on a whole lot of texture for sure. I feel like that could be something. I have strips, which technically these are strips behind her. Scraps. Sticky, punched, like a champ, stripped. Good mood, peaceful joy, unforgettable, sunset, 1970s. Saturday morning, good fortune, family, dear somebody. I don't know, you guys. I am not sure which one. Like some of them just like pop off like this is what it is, but I'm not sure about this one. I might have to let her be unnamed for a little longer. My brain is not connecting. Like this one was like a no-brainer. But this one is a little bit. I might need to sit on this one a little longer. Where's my checklist? Okay. So this one was technically May, week 3. It's the left side. So but I think she stands up well to the girl here. I don't feel like she takes away. I still see this as like a pow. So we'll have to just let that one, I feel like I need to let that one play out a little longer to what that feels like to me. Yes, I need to date it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Crafty. Oh, thank you. The red dress. Do I have white ink? That's an interesting question. Do I have? I know I do have it somewhere. It's probably under the bed, which I'm not about to go digging around for. Maybe it'll just be really subtle. There, very subtle. Barely see that. I feel like this one could be like scraps because that is technically what a lot of this feels like, but I'm not sure what kind of like art journaling prompt that would be. What would I talk about? So I think I'm just going to let this sit. And hey, remember, those prompts are only there to just help you. If they don't resonate, you can always skip them. You can make up your own prompts. So maybe that's what I'm going to do for her is make up her own. I'm looking at them and I mean, there are good ones here, like always and forever, meaningful, happy place, good mood, peaceful. I mean, she looks very peaceful, but I'm just saying nothing's popping out at me. So I'm just going to wait on this one. Generally, the prompts don't take too long for me to come up with. So the fact that this one says perhaps I should wait a little longer. I still haven't completed any of this for that. And how are we doing? How is everybody doing? Bye, Melissa. Good night, Stephanie. B says she's gone through a glue stick. That's a very good day. And thank you, Carolyn, for reminding me about the dating the page with the stamp. Okay, so I feel like I'm in a good place here. I have week 4. Oh, I did both my week 3s. Oh, sweet. both of them. You guys, look how awesome that is. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 5 of these, which was my goal to get caught up. So I have one more spread to do in May. I have to do my memory keeping in May, and then where am I at with June? I've been trying to stay on top of June, but I've stayed on top of my... I don't know how this happened, though. I have to tell you the truth. Like, I think I messed up down here. I think I got my dates wrong because I'm like, this was what I thought was for yesterday. So I messed up there, but it's okay. I'm going to keep going. So I'm current there. I've done my first week 1 of June. Technically, we're at the end of week 2 of June. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus a memory keeping spread to do. I feel very productive. I feel like I accomplished a lot today. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. And bye, Justine. I love it how you guys are like, my phone's dying. I got to go. Okay. So if you missed the beginning of the show, you can go right back to the beginning of this live and watch it as a replay. I pretty much jumped in pretty quick. I did a little, gave you an overview of where I'm at in my playbook. Our summer edition of the playbook is debuting in 2 weeks. Sorry, 2 weeks, 2 days. And we will be releasing a new kit for it as well. So there'll be a new little fun playbook kit. Our goal in 2019 is hashtag fluffy goals, okay? Fluffy goals. We want to have a nice, big, fat, fluffy book. I'm predicting that with like 2 more books, 2 more sections, I'm definitely going to have to upgrade my discs. These are going to be too small. I'm going to need a bigger one. And I'm going to be doing a YouTube video for my playbook. I'm going to do my Dress the Girl pages. I'm going to do them on a YouTube. A regular YouTube video, not in a live format. So we will probably have a couple more power hours in June. I actually worked much quicker than I realized, but I'm here to help you as your crafty friend and encourager to help give you the motivation and the accountability to get your pages done, because you're going to feel so darn good when you can flip through your spring edition and see all of your work. And imagine how you're going to feel by December when we're all looking through our big hashtag fluffy goals books and be so excited. Like, look what I did. You know, you're going to feel like, think back when you were a kid and you would look, you know, you would do an amazing project and you'd be so proud of it. Like, look what I did, Mom. And you're going to be giving yourself that big gold star. You can't put your playbook on the refrigerator door, but I'm going to ask Miss Kelly to make us an award that we can put on our refrigerator doors so we get the gold star that we got our book nice and fluffy. So whether you jumped in spring or you jump in the summer, you still get credit for getting a fluffy book together. And we're all going to like help ourselves all the way across the finish line with this project. So I hope that this was encouraging to you and gave you new ideas. And I got to try some new things like this. I just love this with all my heart. I just think this is awesome. And look how simple it is. It is barely anything that I did. It's just putting some pieces together in just the right way. So this is not a happy planner. This is the Crafty Club PlayBook. It's a digital downloadable book that you can get in our shop. And it's made up, we're releasing a section every season. So we have winter, spring, and I'm about to release summer. Summer. So I will be doing an epic flip through for my YouTube channel to show everybody what I have done in here, get everyone excited for the summer, because now we'll have an epic fun playbook to do. If you are doing Camp WannaCraft and you're like, oh gosh, this is too much, don't worry, because if you want to do the playbook later, you can download it and then work in it later when camp is over, which camp will be over in mid-July. So you can always go back. remember the first month of the playbook is July, so you'll only be like a couple weeks. We'll be a couple weeks into the new month, so there's no reason why you can't just start it a little later. And if these power hours prove to be very helpful, I will continue doing them. I always focus on the playbook during the Late Night Crafty Club as well, and Crafternoon with Corey, all the other live shows I do. So you'll have plenty of encouragement to keep working. So if you want to go back and download winter and grab your spring and like have the whole thing, do it, because it is going to feel amazing. I have never ever in my life had a project where I got to look at like a year's worth of anything I've done and be able to go, look what I did, like look at my creativity. And I couldn't be more thrilled. Like, I love this so much. I know, Cody, I can't believe we're almost halfway too. It's crazy. We're halfway into 2019. It's just amazing how fast time goes. And the older you get, the faster it goes, which is, you don't realize that when you're in your 20s. I don't even think I thought about it that way when I was in my 30s. Probably in my late 30s. And I was like, wow, time is just, it's sped up somehow. Because I feel like your life gets better. I'm not saying bad circumstances can still happen to us. Obviously, it did to me in my late 30s. But I feel like you get better. You get more wise. You get more centered. Like, you're just more, I feel like you just are more, wisdom is amazing how it changes your perspective about life. So I feel like that's kind of what one of the things is, you just become a little bit more content with life. And I think that is like when it starts to speed up, when everything starts going better. So anyway, guys, I'm going to put up another power hour, another live event. You can go back and watch the beginning of this if you missed the beginning. It'll be a replay that we leave in the Crafty Club group. We'll also be downloading it and putting it up on YouTube as well. And I have been kind of spontaneous with the power hours right now because of camp. And I will probably be spontaneous, but I will give you at least a day's notice that there'll be a power hour like the following day. Don't forget, if you text TRG to Mr. Crafty, can you help me? 94253. If you text TRG to 94253, you will get an automatic reminder that there is a live coming. And that was probably the best way not to miss a power hour, because they are spontaneous. We do not have them on our event calendar, but keep your eye on our events calendar for other things that we're doing that we have scheduled. We will be having a playbook party on the 21st. It is an all reset community party to play in our new playbook. Okay, so this will be an epic, grand like treat for yourself that you'll have at the end of this year when you see all that work you did. And I want all of us to have that moment. So bring your playbook to the playbook party on the 21st. They will be available on the 17th, and we will be getting our crafty on, and I will be texting you out a new reminder when we are about to do another power hour. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys have been so awesome. This is so wonderful to have friends to craft with. I hope that we all feel good about where we got. Even if you chose not to craft today and you're just like, hey, I just want to hang with my friends, take it easy. That's still self-care, and I'm proud of you for showing up. Thank you so much, you guys, and I will see you guys in the next live. Don't forget, if you're in Camp Wannacraft, we are having our sing-along at 5 p.m. PST today. Miss Tracy's going to lead us in some campfire songs. You don't want to miss it. Love you guys. Bye, everybody. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Love you guys so much. Goodbye.